Devaluation is aimed at correcting the trade deficit of the country. The same may not be the case always, as devaluation could yield undesirable result of the increasing the widening the trade deficit or no change in trade deficit even after devaluation. So there are a few approaches to study the effects of devaluation on the trade balance of the devaluing country. Previously we studied elasticity approach, which is a microeconomic approach to study the effects of devaluation on the trade balance of the devaluing country. Here today we have the absorption approach, which is a macroeconomic approach to study the effects of devaluation on the trade balance of the devaluing country. Welcome. The absorption approach was devised by Sidney Alexander, and he developed it as a macroeconomic approach. It considers how does the change in income and expenditure affect the trade balance. So compared to the elasticity approach, absorption approach is different in certain cases. While elasticity approach is a microeconomic approach, this is absorption approach is a macroeconomic approach. Macroeconomic concepts of the national income, aggregate expenditure will be taken as the variables. At the same time, in the elasticity approach, the microeconomic concepts of the elasticity of the imported commodity, elasticity of the exported commodity, and some of the elasticity, change in export price, change in import price. These are the microeconomic concepts which are applied in the elasticity approach to study the effects of devaluation on the trade balance, and it considers the price effect shortly. At the same time, income effect is the major focus in the absorption approach, where the macroeconomic concepts are applied. So as per the elasticity approach, trade balance is equal to B is equal to X minus M. That means X stands for the export, M stands for the import. At the same time, in the macroeconomic terms, as devised in the absorption approach, B is written as B is equal to Y minus A. Y is the national income and A is the absorption. Absorption stands for total expenditure. I will let you know details of that in the coming slides. Finally, mainly as per the evaluation, as per the elasticity approach, success of devaluation depends on elasticity. When elasticity is low, the success will be low. When elasticity is higher for import commodity and export commodity, success, the likelihood of the success will be higher. When elasticity is unitary, that impact on trade balance will be neutral. There will be no impact. At the same time, as per the absorption approach, the success of devaluation of the devaluing country on its trade balance is depending on the absorption. So let's look into the details of the absorption approach. So as per the absorption approach, trade balance is written as B is equal to Y minus A. B stands for the balance of trade or trade balance. Y stands for national income and A stands for the domestic expenditure, total domestic expenditure, including the consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, and everything is calculated as considered as A or domestic expenditure. And simply, the trade balance will improve after devaluation only when Y is greater than A. That means only when income is greater than expenditure, the trade balance will improve. Similarly, the trade balance could worsen only when the absorption is greater than income. Absorption is A, income is Y, national income. Similarly, the trade balance remains unaffected only when y is equal to a, income is equal to expenditure. So here the domestic prices are not considered. Only income and expenditure are the focus points in the absorption approach. So you might be thinking of how does devaluation affect income expenditure. Devaluation does affect income and expenditure of the country, and change in income and expenditure will surely affect the trading pattern, and it creates some change in the trade balance of the country. And shortly, if the domestic expenditure exceeds income, the trade balance could worsen. If the domestic expenditure falls short of income, or income is greater than domestic expenditure, the trade balance could improve. When domestic expenditure is equal to income, income is national income, trade balance remain unaffected. So let's check out the equations with examples, and after that we will go into the core of the absorption approach in the next video. And here let's look the equations and example. Equations, as I have noted already, that B is equal to y minus a. That means trade balance B is equal to y minus a. Y stands for national income and a stands for domestic expenditure, and y is written as c plus I plus g plus x minus m. That means c is the consumption expenditure, I stands for investment expenditure, g stands for government expenditure, plus x minus m. That is the export minus import. So total income is equal to the uh, total expenditure plus the trade balance, and C plus I plus G is equal to the domestic expenditure, X minus M is the trade balance. And here in the example, the same example will be applied all uh, across the video, okay, across the video. And 200 is the trade balance. It is written as 200 is the final balance. It is written as 120 plus 80 plus 20. That means C plus I plus G. C is 120, I is 80, and G is 20. So totally 220 is the domestic expenditure. C plus I plus G is equal to 220, and X minus M is 60 minus 80, that is minus 20. Trade balance is negative, it is minus 20. And the same equation B is equal to y minus a can also be written as y is equal to a plus b. It is the same. A here is absorption, that is domestic expenditure. Remind you, when absorption is greater than income, the trade balance could worsen after devaluation. When absorption is lower than income, that means domestic expenditure is lower than income, then trade balance could improve after devaluation, due to devaluation. So here A is absorption, or the domestic expenditure is which is also equal to C plus A plus G, and B stands for trade balance. It is X minus M, export minus import, that is X minus M. And finally 200 is the total domestic total national income. So it is calculated by adding the trade balance with domestic expenditure. Domestic expenditure here is 220. As you can see here, 220 is the domestic expenditure, or C plus I plus G is the domestic expenditure, that is 220, plus minus 20 is the X minus M is minus 20, that is trade balance minus 20. So when we add the figure, we will get 200. That means 220 minus 20 is the equation in effect. That is 200 is the total income. So this equation y is equal to a plus b is also written as, it is rewritten as y is equal to y minus a, that is equal to b, or b is equal to y minus a. The same is b is equal to y minus a. Here 200 is y income. National income is 200, but total absorption is not 200, it is 220. That means domestic expenditure A or C plus I plus G is 220. Then that means uh, minus 20 is the trade balance. So this is the way in which trade balance is calculated as per the absorption approach. Here the trade balance is negative, as you can see. Here the trade deficit is the excess of absorption or domestic expenditure over income. This is the uh, way in which trade deficit is measured. Y minus A is equal to B. It is also, as I also already said, is also written as B is equal to Y minus A. B here is minus 20, that is the trade balance. Trade balance here is minus 20. That means 200 minus 220. 200 is the national income, but our domestic expenditure exceeds national income with minus 20, that is minus 220. 200 minus 220, that is minus 20. It is also written as x minus m, that is b is equal to y minus c plus I plus g. Y here is national income, minus c plus I plus g is y minus a. Y minus a. So 60 minus 80, that is 60 is the export level. Export 60 is you can read it as $60 million. While you use $1,000,000, you should use $1,000,000 term always. When export is equal to $60 million, import M is also equal to 80, is equal to $80 million. That is 60 minus 80 is minus 20. This is the trade minus, this is the trade balance, which is negative. That means the nation um, is suffering from the trade deficit of $20 million. So here the deficit country is going to adopt devaluation in the fixed exchange rate system. So here we are going to look at how and when the devaluation affect the trade balance. Um, yeah, sometimes it could improve the trade balance, sometimes it could deteriorate the trade balance further, sometimes it could make no impact on trade balance. So we will look all these, and we have some rules as per the absorption approach to study the effect of devaluation on the trade balance of the devaluing country in the coming videos. Thank you.